welcome to the 2023 reading wrap-up. I read 31 books this year. Some of them are repeats, but I'm just counting them because I technically read it again. I think I read about three rereads, I'm pretty sure. And so I'm going through them. I don't have all the books I read, but these are most of them. I don't know what happened to the other ones, to be honest. We'll just talk about them. I'll give you my thoughts on what I thought about them, if I remembered them even. So yeah, let's just get started. I first started the year off with the Colleen Hoover book, Ugly Love. It was a good book. I think I don't even have the book. I swear I don't even know where it went, which is the funny thing. I don't remember giving it to anyone, so I don't know what happened to that, which is fine. It's not a book I'm gonna need or reread. Colleen Hoover books are good. They're all very like similar in their own way, I guess. But she is the author that kind of got me more into reading and made me realize, oh, like, you know, books are actually fun to read. So it wasn't a bad book. It was sad at some points, and I was like, you know, that one I think made me cry a little bit. But it wasn't bad. I don't know what I rated that book, but I think it was like probably a 4 or something. That was the first book I read. The next book I read is, I should have put these in order, but I didn't. But we're just going with it. Never Never. I love this series. If you don't know about the series, it's a really fun, like, not retelling, but it's telling the villain's story. Like, sometimes it's like where they came from, or why. It's basically just why they're doing what they're doing, why they're evil. And what I love so much about this series especially is that all of the books connect in some way. And another one just came out, I think it was this last, in 2023, it was Hades. What is his name? Why can't I remember his name? From Hercules, the movie Hercules, it's of Hades. Is that his name in the movie? I don't know. But that's the next book in the series. But I really recommend reading them. They're so simple and easy. Like, the font small, like pages, that's short book. Most of them are, and they're just so perfect. I love them. And I also like how it shows their face and then it goes to like them being crazy. So I really like the series. I highly recommend. So I'll put this one to the side since we did that. The next one I read, I don't have. I gave this one away for someone to read. But it's The Guest List. And this one, I remember I think I gave this one 6 stars out of 5. Just because I really enjoyed it. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know who was, like, making all these bad things happen. Like, it was just really good. And I was shocked with the twist, and it was just, I was entertained the whole time. I read it so quickly. I really enjoyed that one. The next one I read was, oh, I put this one at the bottom. Next one I read was Heartbones, and another Colleen Hoover book. I think this was the last Colleen Hoover book I have read. I have not read her books since after this one. I'm not saying this book was bad. This book was actually really good. This one was about, like, they were like younger characters, so like I think they were like high school. A girl goes to, I think they're on like an island or something where they have to go on a boat to get there, a ferry to get there, and they're there for the summer, and the girl is staying with her parents, and they're all hanging out doing their vacation stuff, and then there's a boy next door, and he's there, but he has like some secrets and stuff. But, you know, there's some stuff that comes out throughout the book that you're like, whoa. And then I honestly did not expect the ending. But it was a cute one. I did really like this one. It was sad. It was cute. Had a good ending. So, yeah. I think I just gave this one probably a 4. I don't remember all my ratings. I'm just kind of going off what I think now. But, yeah. It was a good one. I like this one. The next one I read was Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Of course, it's at the bottom. Okay. Before the coffee gets cold, I saw this kind of everywhere on Instagram mainly. I didn't really like it. It was boring. I don't know. I thought it was gonna be different. That's all I gotta say about this is I thought it was gonna be something completely different, and I just got kind of bored. It was like, they were cute. It was a cute story, but it wasn't anything that I was like, wow, I want to read that again, you know? I probably wouldn't recommend it to anyone either. But the cover is really cute. Kind of aesthetic. But yeah, I don't really remember it even. Like, I just know I didn't like it. I remember pieces of it, but nothing special to me. So yeah, I didn't read. I know they had more books of this, but I didn't do it. And also, sorry about my nails. They're all coming off, so just ignore that I have some nails and some no nails. And then I read Truly Devious. I like this one. I like this whole series, honestly. I just finished the 3rd book of it. And I think there's a 4th, but I don't think it's like you have to read it. So I'm honestly probably not going to. But this 3-book series was really, really good. You know, you just kind of follow the main character, Stevie, and just how she wants to become a detective, basically, but she's trying to solve this case she goes to this special school where only select amount of people could go, and she got chosen to go learn how to, you know, do detective work, or, you know, just, you know, stuff like that. And at the school a really long time ago, there was people stolen, there was a murder, there was a couple murders, and no, it wasn't really like solved who did it. And so her plan was to go solve it, and then you know, a lot of other things happen along the way where, you know, some of her classmates pass, and she doesn't think anything's an accident, and it's just a really good book, a really good series. So I recommend the series for just a fun, you know, exciting. You don't really know what's going to happen until the end, so it was good. I recommend that as well. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This book was boring. I'm not gonna lie. You know, like, I was excited, and then, like, the beginning was good. I was getting excited, getting introduced to the characters, seeing President Snow before he was all whatever. And then it switched to where she was in the games, Lucy Gray, and that was fine and good. It was exciting. Got a little slow there too, though. And then the ending was so quick. Like, she could have made the ending like the whole book, but she decided to make it like only a couple pages. And yeah, that's all I really gotta say about it. I was just disappointed in this book. It doesn't explain how Snow becomes a bad guy, like, or like ruthless. Like, it kind of does, but it kind of doesn't. And I was just disappointed because the ending was rushed, and you feel like you didn't get much out of the book. I feel like, even though the book is huge. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. It was alright. Not my favorite. Just watch the movie, to be honest. Then I read these 2 books. First, The Daughter of the Pirate King, and then Daughter of the Siren Queen. I gave these 2 5 stars because honestly, they were like the perfect, just like, it was just like such a simple but perfect book. Like, it was easy to read. It was fun, adventurous. Like, there's just a little bit of like fun romance in there, and it, like, this is young adult, but it was still just like a really good series. Like, I highly recommend, especially if you're like in between, like, not knowing what to read. Like, these are quick, easy reads, and they were just so fun. Like, I really recommend reading these because it was just fun. That's all I gotta say. These were just 2 really fun books. Once Upon a Broken Heart, I gave that book to a friend to read, so I don't have it with me, but that was a really good book. It was just different because I haven't read a book like that before, like fantasy-wise, and I liked the way the world was set up, and I haven't read the Carnival series. I don't know if I'm going to, but that's just I didn't know the world until I read Once Upon a Broken Heart. But it was really good and just creative, and I loved it. I loved the two characters, Jack and oh my gosh, Evangeline. It was just so good. Next, I read Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets. I have the book, but it's just in the case, and it's just hard to get them out, so I just left it. But Chamber of Secrets, really good. Watch the movie, great book. That's all I gotta say about that. I read I'm Glad My Mom Died. Can't really give ratings on these books because it's literally someone's life, and I just feel like that's not okay to put a rating on like how well they told their story. But this was just like such an interesting book because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, literally, because it's just insane that we see all these people but we don't know what they're going through. And her story was just really sad, but I'm glad that she is able to, you know, get better, and after all that has happened to her, like it was just a really good book. I highly recommend it. So The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I decided to read this book because of one of my favorite YouTubers, Haley Pam. I still can't say her last name right. I'm sorry. But yeah, I read this book and it was really good. I was really excited. I was like, she hyped this book up so much, and I was like, okay, I'm ready. Like, let's see this ending. And the ending was not what I expected. And like, not in a good way. Like, it wasn't my favorite. Let's just say I didn't like the way it went because it wasn't as realistic. And I know most there was no murder in here. I know most mysteries aren't supposed to be realistic, but like, this was just a little too unrealistic. So that's why I didn't like this one. It was just not my favorite. This one, loved it. Summer Broken Rules, so good. I highly recommend. I would read this one again. Like, it was just so fun and lighthearted and a cute little romance. So highly recommend this one. Ballad of Never After. Love this one. This was my favorite out of the series because of the treehouse scene where they're at the inn. Oh, loved it. It was so cute. It was just good. So good. I read Fourth Wing. Super good. Loved it. I read this one twice this year because of Iron Flame coming out. I read this around, I think, August or something, and it was on my shelf for a little bit, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna read it. It's like big, and I'm like, everyone's hyping it up, and I'm like, are you sure it's good? So I just didn't believe that it was good, and then I read it, and I was like, oh, this is good. This is really good. So this is probably my favorite book ever, and I know it's hyped up so much, and everyone loves it, but it's personally, to me, it's my favorite too. I just love this book. It's so good. Then I read the ACOTAR series. This one was okay. My favorites were probably these two. A Court of Wings and Ruin, and then A Court of Silver Flames. Everyone says they love this one, and I'm not saying I don't love this one. This one's so good too. But I think out of all of them, I just like these two just a little bit more. So that's what I gotta say about that. Then I read The Vanishing Stair, second book of the Truly Devious series. Really good. Kind of just built more on the mystery. Like some questions were answered, and then there was more questions that developed in this book. So it was just really good. Then I read Once Upon a Broken Heart series, and so I could get ready for A Curse for True Love. This one was good, but I was hoping it'd be something a little better. I just feel like we weren't getting as much as what we wanted from Jack and Evangeline, which was a little disappointing, but I still think it was a good book. I wasn't like completely disappointed where I was like, this is awful. So this was really, it was good. It was like, I think I gave it like maybe a 4, which is pretty average. Then I read Iron Flame. I liked this one. The ending really got me because I was so sad, and I did not know what to think about the ending. Like, I was entertained the whole time. I thought it was good. I thought a couple things could have had a little bit more building onto it, but you know, it's okay. She did write this one a little fast, so I did wish she took a little more time, but you know, it's okay because it was still, I enjoyed it. But yeah, the ending, that's all I gotta say, the ending. I also read Circe, but this I DNF'd because it was not good. I didn't like it. I got like halfway and I was like, I can't do this. I know a lot of people hyped up about that, but I'm sorry, I just didn't like it. And then I read Divine Rivals, and I did not like it at all. I'm sorry. I know a bunch of people hyped it up. It was cute, but I was like, what is the point? It was boring to me. Like, I was just waiting for something to happen, and nothing really happened until the end. And like the last couple chapters made me want to read the last book, or the next book that's coming out, because I'm like, okay, now I want to know what happens. But like nothing much happened in the book. And then like their relationship in the book, like, because it's kind of romance fantasy. There's not much fantasy in this book. Like they mention some things, but it's not really like a world of magic, if that makes sense. And then the relationship, it was just, I didn't understand it because it happened so fast. Like it was just kind of like instant love, and I was just like, but like, where's the relationship, you know? Because it was just like, oh, I work with her and now I just really love her. Like I love her. And so it was like, I don't know, there wasn't much build. Like I needed just a little bit more, I think. So it wasn't my favorite, but I will say the writing in this book was my favorite because it was so beautiful, like beautifully written. That part was my favorite, but the story itself, not my favorite. I'm sorry. I read Harry Potter Prisoner of Azkaban. That one was really good. Loved the ending. It helped explain the movie a little more because, again, I watched all the movies, haven't read the books. But yeah, I liked how it explained everything so much better, and some things happened in the book that didn't happen in the movie, and I just loved all of it. And then lastly, I read Cruel Prince, which I already talked about. Really loved it. I'm planning on reading the second book soon. This world was just really fun to be in, and I can't wait to go back to it. And technically, I did read it in December, The Hand on the Wall, but I'm counting it for January. So this was not, I didn't read it during this 2023, but I'll just add it to sum up the series. Series was really good. You find out who did it in this one, and everything, you just find out everything in this book, and it's so good, and I really love it. I highly recommend the series. And that concludes the 2023 reading log. Reading log? Is that a reading log? Yeah, sure, we'll call it that. So yeah, I read a lot. I'm planning to read hopefully a lot more this year. I did 31 books this year, so honestly, let's just shoot for 40. I'm just gonna go 10 at a time. It's the easiest way. So we'll shoot for 40 books this year. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but we're gonna try. So yeah, that's the wrap up. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know what your favorite book was in 2023 if you read any. So let me know. I need some book recommendations as well for 2024. So if you have any, also feel free to leave them in the comments. I would be happy to read them and then, you know, do a little review for them. I am very excited for this year, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching. Bye.